Good evening, all. Welcome to the Tactical Devils. Tonight we will try to analyze a dreadful game against Crystal Palace. We lost the game 2-0, and I understand people are reactionary, negative, and all that. But we will try to keep it civilized and talk football. So, Stu, big up. Good to see you. How did you see the game?
Difficult, really. I said to you, didn't I? I thought maybe having Mainoo in as a false nine was quite intuitive, and then actually when it unfolded, it's one of the biggest mistakes Amorim's made since he's come to the club. Yeah. And I'm not going to go at Amorim for it because I do like the fact that he's tried something different. But we analysed last night with our friend Rich from Eagles TV, or apologies, Rich, if I've got it wrong, but Eagle View, is it Eagle Eye, something like that? His television, his channel, yes. And he made a point about Anderson, Guehi, and
Eagle Eye Football, by the way, that's the name.
Eagle Eye, that's the one. And he made a point about their strengths and how Højlund would struggle fighting these three. So to put Mainoo up there, I can't really see what his thought process was, other than the fact that he wanted to play in and around the back three rather than go up against them one-on-one. So that was a very strange one. And then you've got the addition of Ahmad and you've got the addition of Garnacho as a 10. And it made a very young trio of inexperienced players, and they are inexperienced at this point. People will turn around and say, "Well, they've been, but they are inexperienced playing as three at this level." I don't feel Bruno stamped his authority on the game at all. I didn't feel like he put his experience on the game. I think Agate just wasn't the racist today. Dalot was caught ball watching as usual. Back to normal for Dalot. Caught ball watching. I think Mazraoui is likely to be. Well, I think he's being overplayed at the moment. I think Mazraoui needs a rest, but he's one of our most consistent players, Jarvis. So I think he needs a rest. And then the other eye opener at the back, which we didn't see coming, was to bring Jarvis in, as well as Maguire and Martínez. You thought Maguire might come in, didn't you? I thought he might keep Mazraoui as in the back three. With De Ligt and with Martínez, which I think gave us a better balance, and he flummoxed us by that. Yeah. And I don't think we were ever in the game. People will talk about, Mainoo hit the post. Well, yeah, he hit the post, he didn't score. Arsenal have put the money where their mouth is today. They've smashed City all over the fucking park, 5-1. You've got to score goals, but what they're doing, Jarvis, is they're creating chances. I don't know if you saw the game, but three of their goals were expertly taken. The fifth goal was a wonderful piece of skill. Havertz,
yes,
wonderful piece of skill. Partey, wonderful piece of skill. Ødegaard at the beginning. These are wonderful goals. I'd like to say though that Haaland's header was sensational. If you saw how he got up there, sensational header. But we don't look like. What my point, and the reason I'm comparing that is, Jarvis, we don't look like bending one in from the edge of the area. We don't look like striking a ball from the edge of the area and scoring. We don't look like anything like Arsenal have played tonight. And my question is, why don't we look like it? Why aren't these players interested enough to want to be somebody like Palace? Look at the league, guys. If you're a player, look at the league, lads. 3 wins, we're fucking in 6th. Come on, why aren't we looking at stuff of this nature? Why are we so bland all the time? And I don't want to go in on Onana at all. Again, I thought the looping header was a good header. It was a difficult skill, Jarvis, that is, mate.
Yes.
To get it on target and to get it looped over the goalkeeper is a difficult skill. But then we stood still.
But again, we will come to that, and we will look at the footage. But when it comes to that save from Onana, I think the header is from outside of the penalty area, and
It's a wonderful skill.
the
It's just
penalty mark.
inside. Yeah.
And but from the penalty mark area,
Yes.
in a
Sorry.
way. But
Yeah.
he has, and it's not a strong header. It's just like it's looping.
It's a tip over the bar, isn't it?
I suspect if it was by Yinder, he would have saved
He saves it. I think
over
so.
the crossbar. Yes.
But even so, though, Jarvis, Mateta, bang. He's there like a fucking shot. Like a shot. Bang. The end. Next. And that's the problem. We wouldn't be doing that in the opposition box. And the strikers that we're linked with, like some Mateta, Tell, etc., he's not going to do that for us. He hasn't scored in 14 games. He's not going to do that for us, Jarvis. We need
an out-and-out striker if you want to fix this.
The man, Jared fucking Bowen. Or somebody who's going to run him behind. And I'm not taking the piss here, by the way, Jarvis. I'm being genuine.
Yeah.
When you talk about Jared Bowen, I talk about Ollie Watkins. People laugh at us all the time. But at least they're going to fucking do something. At least they're going to try something. How many times this season has Jared Bowen had a shot out the box? 6, 7, 8 times, and he scored on 2 or 3 occasions.
Yeah.
I don't want to get downbeat today. My lad's just phoned me. He's on the way back from the game, and he's like, fucking hell, Dad, it was woeful and all this kind of stuff. And he's phoned me, and I'm like, son, football is like this, but it doesn't go like this all the time because you do something about it. Look at Wolves. Wolves have done something about it. Look at Everton. They've done something about it. West Ham. They've done something about their form. Now, I think we're lucky this season. There are way, way, way worse teams than us, which is a miracle. Because, we're just not playing the level of football that we should be playing. And they've got 24 hours, in my opinion, to get something sorted, to get something over the line. Well, we only got 24 hours anyway, haven't we? Yep. They've got to get something over the line, and it's got to be right. You can't go scouring Europe. You've got to start being bold. I said this to you weeks ago, Jarvis. You go shopping at home. You shop in the fucking Premier League today, and you go home. Arsenal didn't piss about. They were in for Ollie Watkins, put a bid straight in. Yes, it got turned down, but they didn't. Rashford's, he's not going to be a Villa player. We've got to replace these guys. Anthony's gone. Looks like Malacia is likely to go. Yes, we've got Dorgo in. He'll probably play Friday, won't he, in the FA Cup against Leicester. But our fixtures, we're away at Tottenham. We've got Arsenal at home. We're away at Everton. Fucking hell, do you think we're going to go to Everton and win?
Right now it looks difficult, and you make a good case. And
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rant, guys. I apologise.
No. It's okay, Sue. It's okay. This is a therapy session for both you and me and the chat. When we have done 1 hour 30 minutes, we will all feel better. I bet you. And the thing is, for me, the game. I see a lot of people want to put this on Amorim. But I think he needs to experiment, and this is essential, because this is in a way a long preseason for him, and he has to figure out how to get the best out of his squad. And it's just the way it is. As for Mainoo now playing as the false 9, the other players need to take the responsibility for getting in behind, because it's clearly the plan. There's no way that Amorim said to the team before they went out today, let Mainoo drop deep and don't attack the space he leaves behind.
Correct.
100%. So for me, I think it's on the individuals like Dalot, Mazraoui, even Ahmad and Garnacho. They need to be more aggressive in attacking the space left behind, especially behind Guehi, because they doubled up on Ahmad all the time. Guehi went out, doubled up on Ahmad. There was a huge gap behind Guehi all the time. We didn't seem to understand where to attack that zone. And Stu,
exactly right.
You remember when we played against Brighton?
Yes.
We played against Brighton. Danny Welbeck dropped down all the time. All the time. They had runners. They had a plan. They run in behind diagonal and attacked the openings all the time. Every time the striker dropped down and the centre-back followed, there was an open space, and the Brighton players attacked that space. And that's how you play with a false 9. It's not very complicated. We didn't seem to understand.
Yeah, that's a great point you make about that, because you know as well as I do, Jarvis, when you double up on a player, you leave a player.
Yeah.
You leave a player. It's just simple mathematics. You just leave a player. So there's always space. There's a zone here and a zone there. If you double up on Ahmad, there's a zone here and a zone behind Guehi, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
There's space when you double up on someone. There's space, but you're absolutely right. Your analysis on Welbeck was so spot on, and I made the point. Look, I don't want my centre half coming in. I want Agate dropping in to pick Welbeck up. But ultimately, your analysis was right. I'm just going to wander in and around. I'm going to twiddle my thumbs. I'm going to look disinterested. And then all of a sudden, bang. It's a spark, isn't it? It's a spark. Falls, bang. He's away. He turns, but he's in that fucking box, Jarvis. He's always in the box.
He's in the box, but for me, I think it's a lot about opposite movements. And, and we do the right movements, but we don't do it. The timing is wrong. And for me, that's one of the biggest issues. It doesn't look like we have trained on this in practice, doing this. When Mainoo drops down, like it instantly, Garnacho will run in behind and attack that space. They take a second or two just to think of it, and there's a space, but then it's too late because in football, it's about timing. Everything is about timing, and you need to react quick enough.
Yeah, I mean, we don't, today again, and I know you've got loads of clips, and we'll probably go into those in a moment, and we'll talk about it, guys. But when you get the ball as a player, you've got to be deciding 2 or 3 passes. As you're watching the play unfold, you've got to be almost expecting the ball to come to you, and you've got to know what you're going to do with it immediately. Every time you get it, bang, I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. But you're right. If Mainoo is dragging and making the space, if nobody flips in behind you on the curve, like you've demonstrated on many occasions, Jarvis, then what's the point? Why haven't we got the intelligence to see that? I thought Palace at the back, I thought they were having a sleep. I saw 3 deck chairs there, to be honest. I don't think Guehi broke a sweat. Anderson, is it Lacone? I'm going to say Lacone. I'm thinking of a World Superbike rider. It's Lacroix, isn't it, or something along those lines? Yeah. They're all having a kip, every single one of them. Dean Henderson's like, yeah, whatever. I've had a shot to save it. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But and this is what annoys me more than anything, actually, guys. If the manager, the gaffer, comes up to you on Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, because Mainoo would have really known about this on Monday, Tuesday. It'd be criminal if you knew about it Friday. This is what I want to do at Palace. I want you to play as a false 9. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Go away and understand what you're trying, what you've been asked to do. Talk to Garnacho, talk to Ahmad. I just don't see that type of off-field communication whatsoever in our team. Talking about what we're going to do, how we're going to push it. So,
it is what it is. I just want to say hi to the people in the chat. We have DJ Superfly here. We have Jarle Malmin, the United Football Way. Danny B, G-Wolf, United Gaming is in the house. Good to see you, G-Wolf. We have Callum Brennan. Rushmano, as always. Big up Rushmano. Dave 147. The usual guys. Alien Tenno is in the house. Big up Peter. Trevor Wade is here. A lot of good people. Yeah. So guys, we will get through this, and it is what it is. We are in a transition. We are trying to going from a 4-2-3-1 Ten Hag style of football to a 3-4-3 Amorim type of football with no signings. We are in the middle of the season, and it will be difficult. It's always 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But eventually we will go there. We become there. So you just got to have some faith. And I think if we start now, with the knives out, shouting out, Amorim out, and all of this, and don't believe in this project, I think we are just going to repeat ourselves again and again and again. So let's just give it a little bit of time. I will give Amorim a free pass for the rest of this season to try out his things. And sometimes he will succeed, sometimes he will fail, and that's just the way it is. He's not God. He's not all-knowing, and that's just the way it is. So, but I think a lot of these players needs to look themselves in the mirror and start acting like footballers. The elementals, the basics of football. They have to understand the basics. If I was Garnacho when I read the lineup and Amorim told me, yeah, okay, we play Mainoo in the 9, I would immediately go to Mainoo and talk to him, ask him, okay, so what's your plan? When are you going to drop? What are you thinking? Are you trying to turn with the ball? Are you going to lay it off? Are you going to run in behind, or do you want me to do it? Do we have a signal? You talk about these things as players before you go into the game. But for me, it looks totally disjointed, and that worries me because it's a group of footballers, but they don't act like a group of footballers. And this has been one of the biggest problems with Man United, I would say, in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, at least. But no, I'm with you on that one. Even over 50s football like we do, we talk about it all the time. We talk about stuff, and when people look at me and say, where do you want me as a central midfielder? Just be 10 yards off the striker, please. Why is that? Because just in case I can get a quick nick in, I can just get a little header in, I can maybe direct it in your vicinity, your zone. I just need you to pick it up, just sweep in and around me. Or if I give away, if we're tussling for the ball and it bounces off his shin, just be there, just in that area, so you can just pick it up for me. And that's our communication all the time. That's how we operate, so that I know I've got somebody in and around. Or if I get it, I say to the fullback, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to lay it out wide to you. Then I want you to move forward with it. Don't knock it back to me. Move forward with it, even if you go 5 yards. Yes. And that's where you want your midfielder to be open, able to receive, Jarvis. Then push it across to the left, the left winger if you want. You just got it. We don't seem to be open. We showed the piece of passage of play last night, didn't we, from the Stoya game, where the ball went across and then it came out. Yes, it was a little bit kind of messy, wasn't it, how we managed to get out of it? But we did get out of it, and we, Bruno just dallied on the ball in the middle of the park, but we went from back to front quite nicely.
Yes.
But they can do it, these players. But we talk about lack of communication all the time, and it fascinates me how a group of professional footballers at the elite level can't seem to grasp what Amorim's trying to do. I just don't understand how, we're both business owners. We're both very successful. That was really arrogant. I don't mean it. We're both business owners, and we know that when you ask someone to do something, I'm confident in my ability, and you're confident in your ability, it will get done to the highest possible standard, because that's what we demand for people who work within our business. And I'm not seeing that in Manchester United. I'm seeing enough. It's okay. It's just enough. That will do. It's just enough. And and I don't like it. And when you watch other clubs like Palace, I mean, Glasner, wow, has he got them set up to play? He really has. They know what they're doing. They're well drilled. Brighton, they know what they're doing. They're well drilled. Bournemouth know what they're doing. They're well drilled. By the way, why don't we go and get Justin Kluivert? Just out of interest. I know he missed the City yesterday, but why not go and get Justin Kluivert? Okay, out of Bournemouth. I'm just saying. They know what they're doing all the time. And do you know why, Jarvis? Because football isn't rocket science. Football's not a difficult sport, because you can only do a finite amount of things. I talk about it all the time, don't I? There's only, an area. You can only operate within that fucking area. It just isn't difficult. But we don't look. We don't react quick enough. And that was my opinion of today anyway. I just thought we were well off the pace. I don't know whether they could cope Thursday. I know they got back late, didn't they? Thursday night.
The thing is, you mentioning we came back from Romania, Bucharest. We played the game late Thursday night. So we had, I counted the hours. So we had 63 hours from the final whistle in Bucharest until today's game started. 63 hours, and I think it's too little. Late Thursday night and early Sunday. That's not good. So fatigue must have affected us in a way. And
we should have been Monday Night Football, Jarvis.
Yes.
We should have been Monday Night Football. Instead, you got Everton and you got West Ham. Don't explain that. you're always going to get the City Arsenal match, weren't you, at 4:30 in the UK? It was always going to happen.
Yeah, but this is what happened, today.
Yeah,
It's terrible. We saw. I suspected. I don't know if there's any reports coming out, but it looked like a knee ligament injury in a way. He twisted his knee.
Looked ACL to me, Jarvis.
Yes,
looked ACL.
I suspect ACL. So that's at least 6 months, maybe 12.
He's done for the season and probably the start of next. He'd probably be calendar year, I would think.
So, but we will know. We will know in a while. But it's heartbreaking watching Leachai this way. He's crying his eyes out, and it's. I feel sorry for him.
Jarvis, we won't know possibly till Tuesday till they can scan it. So you're going to have the swelling go down because it won't be able to scan it while it's swelled.
No,
the swelling's got to come down. I don't know if it was the same knee. I didn't notice. I must admit,
it was his right knee. His right knee.
It was his left knee last time, then, Jarvis. No, it was his right knee, wasn't it? He did it on the turf. Do you remember? Did it on the turf.
Here's the picture. So I think it has to be this knee, this area when it happens.
I think it's his right knee. And you can see where his foot is just bending over. Yeah. I think he did his right knee last time. So if that's the case, it could well be a long time before he's going to back.
And Roshmano, he was at the game. He said he grabbed his knee straight away after the challenge.
Jakey said,
So let's just hope he gets better. Mick comes in and say ACL, so he agrees with you. It will be just speculations. We don't have any info on this. So we will know in time, maybe tomorrow night, but most likely Tuesday or Wednesday. We will know.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Jarvis. The swelling won't go down. I don't think on Monday.
Does he worry you a little bit because transfer deadline day is tomorrow? Should we maybe bring in another left centre back, or can we rely on Luke Shaw coming back from injury?
You can't rely on Luke Shaw. I understand this youngster Heaven is a left centre back, and I understand he's absolutely
18.
He's highly regarded. But Jarvis, Lenny Yoro's 18, 19.
Yeah.
You come to Manchester United, I don't care how old you are, if you are good enough, take the pitch. That's what I want to see now. I want to see us take the pitch. You're going to get some kind of coverage, aren't you, from Dorgu? But what will happen, Jarvis, is that your old mate, Mazraoui, will go into the back three. Dalot will go over to the right. And Dorgu will be left. So we've almost got a ready-made solution.
Will be, but we will miss Martínez. I think he's been outstanding. He's been outstanding the last 4 to 5 games.
Yeah, his range of passing. We're going to really, really miss that. That means Bruno's got to step up again now.
Yes, and we've been talking about this all the time. Martínez attacking wide centre back, going into attack, and also being able to break the lines, carry the ball. So many things. So yes, it will be difficult.
I would have loved him. Honestly, I'd have loved him as a left wing back. I'd have absolutely loved him as that. I think he'd have been absolutely brilliant for us. He ain't got the pace, by the way. Let's be honest.
No.
He's got the skill. Sometimes when you've got the know-how and the wherewithal, you don't necessarily need pace, do you? But I really feel for the guy. I do. I mean, that is. He won't. If it's his same knee, which I suspect it is. I think it is, Jarvis. It could be a long time coming. I'm not saying it's career ending, but it could be a long time coming.
Yeah. I see Alien Pateno comes in and say, "Here we go, 2 games in 3 days, bollocks."
Yes, no, it's true. We should have been Monday Night Football.
Yeah. But is this maybe on Amorim and his team selection? Should he rotate it a little bit more into this game?
Well, here's a great question. I know we normally keep questions, but here's a great question. You think we should not use mixed tactics, possession, wing backs, long balls, counter attack, running behind? That's a really interesting question, actually, and it's one of the best questions we've had in a long time. Mixed tactics is a problem. You need to maybe go 1 to 2 different types of tactics, and that's possession, maybe wing attacks. When you mix it up so much, Jarvis made the point, and I made the point, in fact, we both made the point, didn't we, that there's no communication between Garnacho, Ahmad, and
the wingbacks. And the wingbacks. They are also responsible. Yes.
And the wingbacks. So playing this multi-attacking style hasn't worked today, and we did try this multi-attacking style today, and it hasn't worked for us, Barman. So I'm in total agreement with you. You do 2 types of play, max, otherwise you get found out. Palace really went with one style, didn't they, Jarvis?
Yes. Today, but they look solid. Glasner is a astute manager. I like him. And,
great question.
And what he gets from this Crystal Palace team is his wing backs are really working hard, up and down all the time, attacking. They go from wing back to wing back in attack. I prepared a little footage of this. Maybe we might as well show it right away. Here you see. Let me just bring it up here. Let me
sorry.
Stop it a little bit. Yeah. I need to just slow down the playback speed a little bit. So yeah, now I'm ready. Let's bring it up. So here you see Crystal Palace attacking. So they go centrally from area 14 to the wing back, and this is Mitchell crossing, and look who comes on the receiving end from the other side. It's the other wing back.
Yeah,
wing back to wing back, and you seldomly see Man United doing something like this because we always are afraid it's not natural in their game because we have fullbacks playing as wingbacks. But as a wingback, you need to be a winger and a fullback at the same time. We are 70% fullbacks and 30% wingers. So for me, I think that's a big loss for Amorim. And you also had this situation. It's the same. Let me just fix it and go. Yes, it's just a short clip, but it tells you again. You see, so it's consistently. You see here from Mitchell to the other wingback, almost a repeat. But now Bruno wins the duel. But again, you see the same thing, attacking from one wingback to the other, and it gives you a lot of depth when you go into attack. And for us, we struggle really with this. Our wingbacks, Mazraoui and Dalot, nowhere near doing this. And I think this is one of Amorim's biggest problems tactically when it comes to this attack, because you got to remember one thing. I just want to bring up the tactical board. We can talk a little bit about it. When we go into attack, we are mainly attacking with these guys and the wingbacks. So our rest defense, that's a popular word, but our rest defense is these guys in a way. So they are controlling and keeping the balance of the attack. But we have seen now lately sometimes Martínez taking charge in his own hands, going into attack because Dalot and Mazraoui is reluctant going into attack, and it has giving us something going forward. But again, our wingbacks, they are positioned over here, so we end up with almost just 3 guys in attack, and especially when Mainoo drops down, and none of these guys, let's say Lacrosse follows Mainoo, none of these guys like Ahmad, because Ahmad he drops a little bit wider. He expects Mazraoui to drop in. We talked about the opposite movement like this, but when you leave a space like this, it's there to attack, and
of course it is.
Instantly, Mazraoui, Garnacho, even Bruno, Dalot should focus on this and try to attack the open space. So
it's kind of sad, isn't it, to see, because you're not talking anything amazing there. You're just talking basics.
It's the basics. Yes, we are trying to learn the basics. And this is what's wrong, because it's too soon, for example, to say Amorim out. When the players can't do the basics, you can't blame the manager.
Oh, I don't want Amorim out. No, I think
No, no.
I think we've got a good coach there.
Yeah, but
We just need the right
we have
players.
to be realistic, and the level of some of these players. That's why I'm saying I want Martínez as Mazraoui as wide centre back, not as a wing back. I think Dalot now, if we get Drogo in, I think Dalot needs to be dropped to the bench. This is. I think he had a terrible game today. His decision making is dreadful.
So, and again, you've got to ask yourself the question: why can he be so high up against Stoya and so low against Palace? You know, and you know, the idea of wing backs is to make the opposition mark you, and vice versa. The opposition wing back wants you to mark them. Dave makes a real point about multi-tactics. Stu, at home, we should be pushing the two wing backs on. I totally agree, Dave. I really do. So you can pick two tactics out of those 4 to 5 that Barman was talking about, where wing back and possession on that occasion. So you're really attacking it, but you need possession, to create the chances. We're not doing that. And Jarvis's point just about Dalot and Mazraoui being behind. Well, actually, Dalot's not directly behind Garnacho, because you're right, because Garnacho's pushed in, and he's not got the sense to arc his run to go between the two, as we know. But Ahmad and Mazraoui are kind of line astern.
Yeah,
you're right. Ahmad always pushes to the touchline, doesn't he? Always. And you've got Mazraoui.
He likes to do it. Yes.
Yeah,
because
they
shift positions. Yeah.
If Mazraoui is to come in, then he can lock the ball into Mazraoui. Mazraoui can put a nice little cross in. Okay, Mainoo is never going to get in on it as a 9, but there are ways of playing fluid football. So I'm just, when you see it happen and fold in your eyes, and then we talk about it on the tactical board, it balls your blood even more, doesn't it?
Rosmano say, I think we need to get another midfielder attacker on the books to improve options. And
well, our perfect option, couldn't you? Just sign for Wolves, hasn't he? So, and that's a cash grab. That is fair play to Wolves. They've tied him down. It's a cash grab. Don't blame him, because he'll go for quite a nice bit of money. Don't blame him.
Yeah. And Danny B comes in and say Dalot needs to get sold, and I don't know if you need to sell him right away, because I think it's a good option. You know what you get. This is constantly is available all the time. He has a good availability, and he puts in a shift, but not as a wing back. At least not in a game at home against Crystal Palace, when we are expected to attack. Going away against Arsenal or City, you can play fullbacks in the wing back position and tighten up. Yeah. So, I agree. In time, maybe we should look at other options as a second wing back after Drogo, and I don't know Drogo if he's even considered first choice.
We don't know, Jarvis. I mean, let's be honest, pal. Me and you, we're not Drogo, whatever his name is. We're not experts. I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
You can watch a 10-minute clip on YouTube, and we think we've got a world beater. But I don't know. Time will tell.
He's definitely raw. He's raw. He's young.
He's raw. Yeah. So will he play on Friday? Why not? Put him in the FA Cup. Why not? Just do it. And then we're away to Tottenham and away to Everton. We got real big games coming up. These players, I just I don't want to hear tonight Bruno coming out. I just want to apologise to the fans. Blah blah blah. We've heard it all before, mate.
Spare me, please.
I've heard it all before. How about collectively locking yourselves in the fucking room and knocking your heads together, all of you, every single one of you, and start apportioning blame. You didn't pick your runner-up, Dalot. They scored because you didn't. And as for you, Anana, why the fuck didn't you tip that over the bar?
Yeah.
That's
another set piece goal.
Yes. Get it over the bar. What was it doing coming off the bar? What were you doing? I just.
Speaking of Dalot, he had at least one good attack with the third man run in the first half. if you look at this, we play the ball. Mainoo, he made a little bit combination play with Garnacho, and the third man run comes here from Dalot.
Yeah.
Again, a little bit with the struggle here because Mainoo is our number 9. We don't have anyone in front of goal. You see Hamad and Mazraoui arriving late.
Yeah.
So we can't just whip it in right away. So it makes him a little bit hesitant. And, you see here.
Didn't even look.
And then again, Dalot, it comes down to his quality as a footballer. But the third man run was good in this instance. You see here he understands and moves.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, he's looking at it. He's waiting. Look at how he doesn't control it, though, straight away. Gets under his foot. Take it in your stride. I mean, he didn't even look where Mainoo was, and he's blaming Mainoo. He didn't even look.
Execution is horrible. Horrible execution. Yes.
But I know what he was doing to jump over the ball to get it through his legs so he could face it up. But you shouldn't be doing that. As soon as you jump up, you've stopped all your momentum. And that little jump allows players to get in and around you. The other thing about Mainoo is you don't follow directly behind Dalot. Mainoo should have been off and bending his run.
But it's the way Mainoo moves. He likes to get attached to the ball carrier. He likes to be close because he likes combination play. He likes to intricate play. And then we saw it against Stoya. That's how Mainoo operates.
Correct. But if you put that piece up and you watch where he is, he's directly behind him. If he darts right and then cuts in, he's got a nice little pass in. Dalot has just a little dink in for him. But anyway, it's too late. The game's gone.
I can bring it up again just for you to have a quick look. We can look at Mainoo's movement.
His movement there was lovely. Nice little carry. He's going into a box of 4. Lovely. Lovely there. Now he just follows the same trajectory as Dalot. Come across to the right. Give Dalot something, just even if it's a little dink, and get your shot off, or maybe a clip over to Mazraoui at the back post. That's all I would say.
But again, speaking of Dalot, I'm not here to blame everything on Dalot, but I'm just calling it as I see it. You see here, this is Dalot, and we are in attack, but we are stopped. So again, I think Dalot, he looks. I don't know. He looks like he's misplaced. You don't know what to do, where to move, and what to do in the situation. Look at Dalot here.
Yeah.
He just stands there. He's doing nothing.
Yeah.
And again, he's a chance to run, drag the defenders away. But he just stands there.
Yeah, he's not moving any defenders around. You're absolutely right.
It's so frustrating to watch.
Because actually, Leach's ball out to Garnacho was lovely. If you watch Leach's little ball, nice little. But Dalot gets in Garnacho's way. Then he's in his way.
But he doesn't know what to do.
No,
he can't misplaced in that situation.
Yeah.
It's like a deer in the headlights. It's like
a deer in the headlights.
Yeah. So that's my biggest worry when it comes to Dalot, and when we get Drogu in, that will be. I think that will be. It will make us much better, especially when it goes.
I think it will certainly be better balanced.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's my little rant on Dalot. But
it was a good rant.
But again, it's about our wing backs. So I think that's the main issue for this Amorim team, to get the wing backs going, because it looks like there's 2 central midfielders now starting to understand the role. They're deeper. They are attached to the 3 centre backs. They are like a unit of 5 moving up and down. But when we attack, they are like the rest defense. And if the attack goes on, Bruno has the freedom to operate a little bit higher and roam into zone 14, as we've spoken about so many times.
But
we have
that too large a gap, though, don't we? As you demonstrated, when you were talking about we just have that too large a gap in between them. So you're absolutely right. But I'm not really sure how he combats that. How Amorim combats that, but the way that he wants to play the pendulum effect, I don't think he wants to combat it. So.
So what's your thoughts on Palace today?
Well,
They
Palace,
are a well-driven team in the 3-5-3-4-3 formation, or the 3-4-2-1 formation. And
I've
I
always
think
said with
especially
football.
Hughes. I think Hughes had a brilliant game today. I think it was a
Yeah, well,
terrier
I
in the
mentioned Will
midfield.
Hughes, didn't I, last
Yeah,
night?
you did. You did.
I always think with the football teams and fan bases, when they're looking at players, they always want the Galactico type player, don't they? But I mean, look, the game for me changed when Eze came on. He
Mm.
had the dynamism, didn't he? He was quick, he was direct.
Essay.
But when you actually look at the way that Palace set themselves up, they're
Mm.
just a unit, a well-drilled unit that listens to what the gaffer's telling them, and then they
Mm.
talk constantly during the game for 90 minutes about where they want players, which area they want, when to
Mm.
attack, when not to attack, when to, take a professional foul like Hughes did today. Took that
Yes.
professional foul. It was the right thing to do. That was communication. He didn't
But he
just
should have
decide.
been on a yellow before that. We
Yeah, he
had
should have
one
been on the
tack.
yellow
Yeah.
before it.
Oh.
But chances are Anderson or Guehi or whatever said to him, "Take a yellow." That's
Mm.
what you do in football, and I don't see that logic in our play. When I talk about a team of good, solid professionals, they always play with logic
Mm.
and understanding. That is the key element to winning football matches: logic and understanding. And
Yes.
you can have Pirlo in your team, in that Palace team, Jarvis. And what I'm going to say is absolutely nuts because I know you love Pirlo, but he wouldn't fit that
Yes.
team. He wouldn't fit that team. He wouldn't be the outstanding player within that team, is what I'm saying,
Mm. Mm.
because Will Hughes is the outstanding player in that team, or Tyrick Mitchell is the outstanding player in that team. Players that we consider, or our fan base considers, to be beneath Manchester United.
Mm.
That's our element. That is our problem. Manchester United consider them to be beneath them.
Yeah.
Well, we've spoken for years, me and you, mate. Honestly, we've spoken for years, and anybody that's followed Jarvis will know this. That we've always said, go and get a comfortable Premier League footballer, that can just come in and do what we need to do.
Mm.
My question to you is, and I think this will answer everything by your answer to me. Would you change any Palace team? Would you take a member of that Palace team out and put a Manchester United player in and still have the same effect? And I think I know your answer to that.
And
I'm not
improve that
talking-
Palace team. Yeah. No, I
yeah,
don't think so. I don't think
that's
so.
exactly it. That's it. So
They
when
are
you
a
look at
well-functioning team, and I see here Danby comes in and say well-organized. They know their
exactly,
role. Yes.
and it doesn't matter who you are. It really doesn't. But he would be. Sorry, Anthony, you're right. I wasn't saying he wouldn't be the outstanding player. I was just talking about team dynamics. I'm just going to put his comment up. Actually, I was just talking about team dynamics, mate. He would be, obviously, miles ahead of everybody. He's a brilliant player.
Pirlo, what a player! What a player!
But we've had this actually. If you remember when Zola, first came to Chelsea. He kind of melded in quite nicely, and then as Chelsea players slightly got worse at that particular time, he really came to the fore, didn't he? But you push Zola into a West Ham side or a Watford side, and as good as you are, you can't push them along. And when you look at Palace, I mean, listening to Rich last night, the way he was describing the way that Palace would play, he was on point. He was absolutely on point about the way that we would be in trouble with our wing backs, the way that Matete would probably bully our centre halves, and Sarr would run at us, and all of that happened today.
For those of you who didn't see the preview, we aired it yesterday. We talked a lot about this.
Yeah,
We had Rich from a Crystal Palace fan who has his own YouTube channel coming on, and he told us about Mateta and what to look out for, and that he was really good drifting down, receiving the ball, turning with the ball, always a constant threat, but he will be at the receiving end centrally when needed. So again, I think Mateta had an outstanding performance tonight, and Maguire really struggled with him. I thought that Maguire was up for the game. I think Maguire, he loves those wrestling games, physical games. But I think Mateta took his number today, and
Well, you picked Maguire, didn't you, for that
I
matchup?
did.
You picked Maguire for that matchup. I left him out, didn't I? I put Dalot in, but you picked Maguire up for that matchup. And he, look, it was just one of those things. He was schooled by Mateta today in terms of his physicality. And Maguire's got to learn from that. There's some great questions coming. Raven, just I'd like you to read some of this. He's talking about, I just want to get this off my chest. The fans are criticising Ruben and Amorim for putting Mainoo in a false nine today because we aren't getting goals from Xerxes and Rasmus. He's right. We're not. And he carries on to say, so what more does he have to do to get these players to perform week in and week out? These players are just not good enough. You can't argue against it, to be honest. You can't argue against what Raven's saying. You know, these players, though, Raven, have got to want to win football matches. They've got to want to play better within themselves. You know, people talk about managers. I talk about this all the time. You can't make a player play. You know, once you've sent him over that white line and he's got the shirt on or whatever, it's up to him to perform.
Yes.
There's nobody else.
I think a lot of people, us as fans, especially forget about that fact. Yeah. But that's a fact. You know, we have in-game management, like Amorim can stand on the sideline, shout to the players, and he can do subs to change up the game. But it's 95% up to the players to change it up, you know, during the game and understand the element they are in and to solve the puzzle, because it's always about solving the opposition. You know, solve the puzzle, how to break down this. I would say solid defense of Crystal Palace. I said to you during the game, we communicate on WhatsApp. We need to start with the opposite movement. We need to get people in behind every time the striker drops down. So we need to attack those openings, but we didn't. I don't know why we are reluctant doing that. If the players don't understand it, or if the timing is wrong, or it's hard for me to say.
Game. We had that issue with Anderson in particular at Fulham, didn't we?
Yes.
He absolutely manhandled Højlund.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, the likes of Guehi, for example, he's going to just chew Ahmad up. He's just going to chew him up because of the physicality and the size different. So Ahmad and Garnacho and Mainoo, Bruno, Agate, they've all got to adjust their in-game management themselves. They've got to adjust to what they're playing against. Yes. You know, if Ahmad's gone up against Guehi and he's thinking, geez, if I get anywhere near him, he's just going to shoulder me off. I've got to stay away from him. So when I get the ball, I've got to be 2-3 yards away from him so I can do what I need to do. Because if I'm running alongside him or I've faced him up and he's right at me, he's just going to push me out the way. So So he's got to make that conscious decision that works for him. Same with Garnacho. Same with Højlund. If Højlund was getting manhandled, as we know, by Anderson at Fulham, I'm going to stay away from you. Somehow, I've got to take the ball away from you. Or, as you talk about Welbeck all the time, I'm going to fucking drag you into a hole you don't want to be in. Because Garnacho is 3 times quicker than you. Ahmad is 3 times quicker than you. Where's the... I don't want to say, well, where's the football intelligence? Where is that football intelligence? What have you been doing for 23 years of your fucking life and a footballer associated to a club since you were 6 years old? How have you not...
I get what you're saying, Stu, but I think the issue is, you know, when everything is strongly organized, you take away the creativity because it takes a little bit of time until the players understand the organization, the setup, the structure. But then they will realize that there is room for creativity inside that structure, but we're not there yet. And
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree.
So that's the biggest issue.
But Jarvis, when you're carrying the ball, right? Just, you know, and you're a player. So when you're carrying the ball and you've gone around 2 players and you see me coming in your vicinity, you think, fuck. I'm not going to go head on with him because I'm going to lose. But I'm quicker than him. So I'm going to get myself 3 yards. I'm just going to move slightly left. I can see you coming. I'm going to move slightly left to give me that yardage. And what have I got to do? I've got to stop and change my direction.
Yeah.
And by the time I stopped to change my direction, Jarvis is waving at me, whistling, "See you, Stu. Bye, mate. Bye, mate." What? And you know as well as I do, pal, I'm talking basics there, aren't I, mate? I'm not talking anything.
Yeah.
But, any world beats, and I'm not Guardiola. That's just the travel of play all the time. You just know that if Stu gets anywhere, he's just going to hit me. That's all he's going to do. He's going to hit me because he knows he can't beat me for pace. He knows I'm more skillful than him. He knows that if he doesn't get to me quickly, I'm gonna get the ball around him. I'm going to knock it off, and he's in no man's land. And he's never going to catch me if I play 1-2 around him. You know,
100%.
And I know all that though, Jarvis. As I'm running towards you, I know all of that. So when I see you deviate, I'm gonna give myself a bit of space to try and not mimic you, but try and go with you. So at least I'm making you think again. And that's what Ahmad needed to do with Guehi today. That's what Sorry, guys.
I just want to say when it comes to as J United comes in and say you can teach someone to make a cup of tea, but once you've done it, it's up to them how much effort they want to put into making it. And in a way, we talk about footballing IQ, but if you're going to compare it to real life IQ, it's IQ. It's not about coming up with the answer, but it's about coming up with the answer quick enough. The first one comes up with the answer, comes with the solution quick enough. Is the most intelligent. And the problem with football, I think we all think that we know football. I think we understand football, and we know how to play the game, but we don't. I never played in the Premier League. I have to be humble enough to realize that. And the tempo of the game of the Premier League, everything goes boom, 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 that quick. So you don't have the time to think of all of these things. Obviously, Dalot understands that he needs to run in behind if there's an open pocket and stuff like that, but he don't realize it quick enough when they're on the field. So this is one of the biggest problems, and that's what I mean when I talk about footballing IQ. It's not about them understanding it; it's about them understanding it quick enough,
quicker than us. Yeah, but and the funny thing about it is, and a very very tiny counter, Tariq Mitchell does. Today he did, and it's only he's in a well-drilled system, and it makes it a little bit easy because the well-drilled system helps him. So this is why it takes time to build a team. And we have to be patient with all these rebuilds over and over. We talk about 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and people seem to lose their patience after season 1 because now they should realize. Now they should. So it's kind of our biggest problem. I just want to say hi. I see Aaron coming in. We have Jordan coming in. Big up Jordan. Big up Jordan.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And Steph, big up Stephanie. Keeping count of the likes. And guys, girls, we are closing up to 500 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, because we need at least 500 to get monetized, but we want to go further. So smash the like and subscribe to the channel. That's really important. Yes,
please.
I just want to bring up this because I think SA today, he came on.
Oh, it made a difference.
And I saw a comment about the Crystal Palace were playing us. They were toying with us at the end of the game. And look at SA here. I know you remember the situation, but look at where he is.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely.
He's just strolling around with the ball in his feet.
2 players, 3 players. Mainoo gave up, couldn't be bothered. Bruno was at full pelt, actually. Bless Bruno. At least he didn't give up, but he was at full pelt. He was knackered on him, Bruno.
It gets a little bit out of hand in the end.
He lost it. Do you know what? If he cut inside earlier and had a strike, it would have been a wonderful goal, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Jarvis, why aren't we knocking on Palace's door?
SA, yeah.
Why aren't we knocking on Palace's door? Any chance? It was a good bit. If you go back to the start, though, and I'm not going to go at Bruno at the very start. Watch Bruno, bless him. He was on full pelt.
This is Bruno here.
Yeah, he's on full pelt.
Grab his shirt, But this is what I'm talking about with Bruno in the 8. He's too weak to play that position. He's not strong enough defensively.
But that's his optimum speed. But look how quick as he was. He just kept running. He's strong. He's powerful.
Yeah.
He's got Leacher was on them, wasn't he? Was that Leacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leacher was on there. He's done Leacher. He trips over the ball there. I would have cut inside just a little bit earlier at the edge of the area, but
He must have been knackered, He ran all the way up the pitch. His carrying stats must be amazing after this game. But
Bruno was going for his coffee, and I think Bruno had enough at that point. I'm just let me lie down and be coffee. I've had enough. I'm going home. I'm going home. I don't want any more.
SA is a good player. I like SA. I put on Twitter a couple of seasons ago that I want us to sign SA.
You put him over a lease, didn't you?
Yeah. A lot of people told me that I was wrong. We should never sign the player. He's from Millwall and all of this. He's not a lower league player. And but I said, let's go for him. I like players like him.
What does it matter? What does it matter that he's come from Millwall? He's got to start somewhere.
But the snobbery when it comes to Man United. He needs to be from Brazil or from Spain. And
I do.
Ezinho. If his name was Ezinho, we would have slapped 100 million on the table right away. Yeah.
Ezinho, yeah. We've got a lad called Range in our team, and I call him Ranginho. He's nowhere near Brazil's standard. He's nowhere near any standards, but he's a lovely guy, and we call him Ranginho. Bless him.
Speaking of the Ineos, when I was younger, my coach always used to call me what's his name? That left-footed the Brazilian. He played in the '58 Brazilian team up until '70s.
Rivellino.
No. The guy who had one foot was longer than the other.
Yes.
Garincha. Yeah, my coach always used to call me Garincha when we were.
I'll tell you what, if you've been compared to Garincha, then we're all bow down to you. Please, in the tactical room, please bow down to Jarvis, because if you get called Garincha, Jesus, you were some player.
Yeah, that was my coach used to call me. That was my nickname. When I was like 12. It's long time ago.
That is absolute quality, son. Garincha. I was never called Garincha. Funny enough, I was a little bit like Mark Crossley with Brian Clough, Shithouse or Jigsaw. Because why Jigsaw? Because you fall to pieces in the box.
Yes.
So
yes, Cloughie was a brilliant guy.
Oh God, some of the stories they talk about him, it's absolutely phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, let's go back to the game and have some footage. You want to look at highlights? There's the chances we created and
let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah.
So we have this one from. Just gonna prepare it. Give me 1 second here, guys.
Let's have a quick look. Trevor's rinsing me again. He's actually rinsing you here, to be fair.
Jarvis. Really?
Yeah, Jarvis called Garincha at 12. And when we got from his dream. Oh, that's quality, that is. Yeah, I like that.
The truth is, when I was 12, I didn't even know who Garincha was. I never seen him. It was way before my time. So I didn't get it. Who the hell is Garincha?
Yes.
Garincha, yeah.
Yes.
At the time, my when I was 12, I think it was in '88. My Marco van Basten was my idol, and Maradona. Those were the guys I wanted.
You like Van Basten?
Yes, Van Basten and Maradona. Yeah, if you remember the Euros 1988, Van Basten, the top goal scorer, won. I
was upset with him that day. Scored a great volley, didn't he? That one volley was absolutely phenomenal. Mine. When Dennis Bergkamp was one of my favourite players. He scored some wonderful goals. He's one of mine. Oh dear, you're not going to live this one down, are you, pal? The guy on YouTube, he reckons he was as good as Garincha.
No. I'm humbly just saying. My coach used to call me that. Aaron comes in and say repost on X. Please do.
Oh yes, please.
Help people. People find the channel. We are 94 people watching at the moment. Yes. 64 on X and 30 on this channel. So please, guys, if you like and subscribe.
Can you please like and subscribe, guys? If you go over to if you can get us to 500, over the next couple of streams. That'd be absolutely brilliant. We're close to our viewing hours as well, aren't we, pal?
We are really close. I think we will hit the viewing hours before we will hit the likes. So we are on 441 likes. So we are 59 likes short until we get monetized. So
come on, guys, please, please.
Subscribers, yes.
Big Rich is in. Big Rich is in the house. Just before you do that, big quick one to Rich. Hi, Rich.
Big up, Rich. Good to see you. Good to see you. So this is where one of the highlights from the first half. Here you see a long ball from Bruno attacking the corner flags. I would say I can 16 and zone 16 and 18. That's the corner flag zones, and this is what Amorim likes to do. But again, we have a fullback who's not fully up to what to do with the ball. Mainoo receives the ball, and Garnacho, his shot gets blocked.
I think you're right, Dan. It's a lovely pass. The issue is, though, that when he collects the ball, Mazraoui, his touch isn't great. He didn't kill it.
No.
But secondly, stop it there.
Look at here.
Stop it there.
Look here.
What's the gaping?
What's wrong with this picture?
What's wrong with that picture? There's no red shirt fucking anywhere.
We need a guy here.
Well, anywhere would do.
Let's just get.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah. Anywhere would fucking do in red if you don't mind. I mean, the thing is, they're woefully, for once, they were woefully caught out at the back.
Yes, they were. But we know Amorim likes to attack these zones.
Look at Henderson. Henderson's off-piste as well. He's not set. So, but you can't push I mean, his touch is awful, but it doesn't really matter. You can't. There's still nobody there.
He needs to take his time. Now comes Mainoo.
How long was that from the pass? 5 seconds? 10 seconds?
At least. So it takes. You see, Mainoo is here. That's Mainoo.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was being generous there.
Yeah. Let's say 5 seconds then.
I'd say 5 seconds.
In full time
in
speed.
Full play. Yeah, in full time speed, 5 seconds.
Yeah. So and again, I think it's one of our issues. Tualumba Piri comes in. Big up everyone. Big up Tualumba Piri with that Grace Jones emoji. I love that emoji. Brilliant.
Phenomenal.
Remember that James Bond movie?
View to a Kill. Yeah.
Yes.
View to a Kill. Yeah, she was great in that. Yeah. Well, there's some heavyweights in that, wasn't there? Because what's his name? We played the baddie.
YouTube. That's the one when they are in the Eiffel Tower. And
yes, that's the one in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Christopher
Walker.
Yeah,
Yes.
he played the baddie, didn't he? He was brilliant. The test tube baby, if I remember. But Grace Jones, she lifted a bloke above her head. Give him a chuck.
Do you remember who had the song for that movie, View to a Kill?
View to a Kill was Duran Duran, yeah.
Duran.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a View to a Kill, yeah.
Memories.
Memories, yeah. Showing our age.
We have a question here from Trevor Wade. At what age was Jarvis called Tiger Woods? Never.
He's going to be talking. No. Tiger Woods' his lad called now because Jarvis only just started playing golf and his Tiger Woods' lad plays now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else do we have here with chances. Let's do a couple of questions from the chat, and I will.
Let's have a quick look. That's yes, because I've got I'm on duty tonight, taxi duty. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. Has Rashford transfer gone through yet? Plus his medical, we understand. Aston Villa will announce him probably tomorrow. I would say. I've heard nothing more, and I don't think you have ever Jarvis. Question from Mick, actually. That's a good one. Yeah, hi, Mick. Hope you're still in the chat. Was it a mistake not to start any strikers? The Palace back line had a field day and pressed us playing out from the back. We on hindsight, we do. Myself and Jarvis both think we needed to play either a Xerxes up there or a Hoyland to occupy the strikers. They picked the in fact, what you just showed in terms of play showed why Mainoo was never going to work as a false nine because it was way too deep. So,
Yes.
yeah, I absolutely on that one. Jay's in with a question. Would Ancelotti have been better success with the current squad with no transfers in? He's close to retirement too. I'm not saying jump the cart at all. I back Amorim all day. There's no denying Ancelotti's quality, but I think I think Ancelotti would have been bold at the end of his 3-year stint if he was managing this side. But those just a few of your questions, guys, just to get them answered.
Yeah. Before I play the original clip, I want to go back to what Mick talked about, and that's
Yes.
the interesting topic of the night, I would say. We have this one, and
let me get that up. That question up.
It talks about, was it a mistake not to start any strikers? So this is what you get from playing Mainoo in the 9. You see here Mainoo dropping down, receiving the ball, turning with the ball, and getting things in motion. But again, you see here Garnacho as a winger, he naturally attacked this space.
Yeah.
And same with Ahmad, but it's wide open here. There's
I was
no
about
one
to
in
say, why didn't he go inside, Jarvis? Why didn't he go inside, pal?
But you see here again, it's so open here.
Can I just stop that there? Just one little bit. If you just push it back just a tiny bit, bud. I'll play it from there. Just watch Mainoo's trajectory again. He follows the play, doesn't he, rather than follow the space. And that's all I was. You know what I was saying about in the earlier clip. It's a great example of doing the same. But sorry, I didn't want to cut it, mate.
No. That's okay. That's okay. But again, I think this is what we get with Mainoo. But we also lost centrally because he's brilliant, holding up the ball and getting things in motion in a way.
Yes.
But so he didn't have a bad game, but we lacked people here in this area. So it's easy for, you see all their center backs. We have Richards here. We have this Lacroix, and I think this is Guehi maybe here. So
isn't it amazing?
It didn't matter if they were out of position because no one was here threatening their space.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But they get back really quickly, don't they? As we can see.
And again, stop it. Slow it a little bit down.
Come on, get a grip.
So here you see, for example, chance with Garnacho.
Yes.
Garnacho receiving the ball, lays the ball in front of goal. Who's there? No one.
It's abysmal, isn't it? I mean,
Mazraoui.
Yeah, Mazraoui's not a striker, Jarvis. You can't.
There's no striker here. This could have been a great chance.
Yeah,
with Gyökeres there or
Gyökeres. Yeah.
But this was our struggle in tonight.
Let me tell you something though. That in that position there, Jarvis. You know your mate Jared Bowen. He would have buried that.
Yeah.
He's got left leg, hasn't he? Would have absolutely buried it from that position. He would have buried that. But what I liked about that, and that's Garnacho's newfound. I'm not going to say ability, but he's made this decision all of a sudden to try and push the ball across the goal rather than go for goal.
But it's disjointed because they don't know how to play together. And as I said in the beginning, Garnacho and Mainoo should have spoken before the game and made some agreements about what to do in certain situations.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's true, pal.
But this is also a good question. If you're gonna play a false 9, Bruno is the man to do it. Make it make sense.
He's the only one that can do it in our team.
Yeah. And Trevor Wade, we were extremely disjointed as a team today. Should have been addressed at halftime. Down to the manager. Yeah, I think a lot of people blame the manager, but I think also, as Tualumba Piri says, I feel the manager is sending a message saying he won't change his ways to fit the players, and saying these players aren't it. And I think he's highlighting it. Obviously, now.
You've got to nail your colours to the mast at some point, I guess. So yeah, I agree.
And Jay with Mainoo is not a false 9. He's a 10. what with Amorim has done is very clever and is plead to the board, open their eyes and look at what he has as which is nothing.
I think it'll be hugely interesting tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow night, guys, because there's a very good chance, by the way, Phil Marsh might be joining us.
Oh, excellent!
Today, he might be joining us. He's as he said in the last stream, he's got some things going on at home, but he might try and join us. But he's hopefully we will, because it'd be absolutely great to have Phil's opinion. Because I'd like to ask him, Jarvis, actually, and I really want to know this. What's it like? What does a transfer look like? How does it start? When do you get notified? When do you then have to speak to your agent? I want to see from A to B. I'd love to know.
As a player,
from the first moment you're told,
yes,
to the moment you walk through to the new club, the door you walk through. I'd love to know how it happens. So.
Big up Lightning, and I see Fred in the chat also. Fred the Red. So good to see you guys tuning in. Little update from Roshmano. He comes in and say Marcus Rashford has completed medical test as the new Aston Villa player. So it comes out from Fabrizio Romano. So
has he been announced yet? Well, that's pretty close to, isn't it? Is it here we go? It must be here we go, mustn't it?
I think we are close to the here we go.
But there's a difference. Look at Villa. Yeah. Villa sold Duran, laughing all the way to the bank. They must have been pissing themselves when that deal came through. Great player. I just had Duran, at United. But they've got what they've gone and done. They haven't pissed about. Duran gone one day, Rashford in the next. There you go. The end.
Yeah. The end.
I like it. It doesn't matter who they are. I like it. One out, one in. And they've got Asensio as well, haven't they, from PSG?
Asensio, yes. Asensio is a great player. So I think Woolley is doing bits. They are. I think they are focusing on Champions League for the rest of the season. Maybe they will get the
Yeah, and rightly so. You've got Forest, who are very unlikely now to slip out that top four.
They look really solid.
Well, look at Chris Wood yesterday, another 3. Morgan gives way from what I saw a match of the day last night. Wow. Alanga again. Wow. Morgan's give way.
Triple assist.
Yeah. He is one of the... I think he's joined an elite group, hasn't he? A triple assist in a game.
Second player this season. Only second player.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
After who was it? Chelsea player, Palmer.
I've got Palmer. Well,
yeah. This is the chance when we hit the post in the beginning of the game. Let's play the clip. So, see, we are in possession. Lenioro to Mazraoui. See, Mazraoui is in the inside position, but he drops out to receive the ball.
Yeah.
Amadiallo turns with the ball, and now you have Mainoo threatening this space, occupying centre backs. It's kind of unlucky. It deflects and hit the post.
He was, because the ball was all right, but he didn't control it right, did he? Did you notice in his foot how he just bobbled on his foot a little bit? He didn't control it right, did he? It's a shame, really, because it was a really good chance, and it was the best way to go. But the bobble beat Henderson, didn't it? It was a messy attempt, but sometimes they go in, Jarvis. They're the best.
Yeah.
Just there, he couldn't quite. He couldn't quite do it, could he?
But you see, Henderson has his weight on his right foot, ready to
he's
jump
ready to
over
go right.
this side.
Yeah, he's ready to go right.
So he was totally caught off guard.
Yeah. It's just one of those. Could have gone in, pal.
Do you think it would have been a different game if you have scored that early?
Yes. Yeah, Palace would have had to come out at us. Yeah. The thing is, the way that Palace play, when you're well organised like that, you're kind of comfortable throughout the game, so you never rush, you never chase the game. With one going 1-0 down at Old Trafford, you're chasing the game, and I think it could be, it would have been a different game, Jarvis. Yeah. This is quite an interesting comment, and I would agree with that to an extent, certainly today.
So let's see if I can find anything interesting that we haven't covered. I don't want to repeat myself when it comes to these clips.
No, and we're on a bit of a time schedule tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We are.
It's a good. Actually, by time it's there was a couple of clips that Jarvis has shown earlier, and he looked very languid today. Agate, he didn't look. He didn't look up for the fight today. Walking around a lot, didn't utilise the ball as well as he has done. Wasn't as energetic as well as he has done. He seems a very up and down temperament character. And then obviously the fundamentals that you're talking about is the short, long passing, etc. Making an impression on the game. So yeah, I don't disagree with that. Do you, Jarvis, or would you agree? Or
yeah, I agree with your statement. This is the clip where I want to show you what we get with, because they doubled up on Kobbie Mainoo. No, on Ahmad.
Yeah, look how quickly
now you see Guehi pushing out from this area. And if it was Jokenes in this instance, Jokenes, he loves to run these channels. He loves to.
Lockres is in there, isn't he? I was going to say, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's up there, isn't he?
So because of, you see here Guehi leaving his position, going out to press Ahmad with two guys here. There was a space for us to exploit.
Yeah.
But we didn't. And for me, that was kind of frustrating, because we had 2-3 chances at least to do this during the game, or maybe more. But we didn't.
If Jokeres is in there, it's an outside of the football, isn't it?
So we lost the ball, and it's one of those. So I think we have a lot of improvements to do when it comes to this team. Let's see where we go next.
Here we go. Stephanie Griffiths has just come up with a. We thought that, didn't we?
Looks like Leach. Oh,
yeah, we thought that though, didn't we? We thought he'd be out for a minute. Just a very quick one, Jay. Definitely not giving up on him. I think he's a very, very good player. He's just a tad inconsistent for me. I think that's a very good player, mate. Very good player.
Very good player. Yes, indeed. Let's go and have a look at the goal then. Second half.
Oh God, let's not get upset.
So who are we going to slate on this clip? Are we talking about Onana? Are we talking about Lenny Yoro, Maguire?
I think they're all culpable.
Yeah. So it's a set piece. The ball comes in. Lenny Yoro loses the ball. And I think Maguire, he sleeps. It's not.
They all do. Yeah, they all do really, because Yoro isn't aware.
So here you see Maguire.
Yeah.
Ball watching.
Yes.
In a way, but he should be focused on the man, I would say, in this position.
No, that's true. But when you allow a player to be at the back of you in the area, you've always got to be goal side of a player, Jarvis. And so, Yoro, the player behind you has always got the better elevation option, because he'll just use you as leverage. When you're the player in front, then it's very, very difficult to out-jump your opponents. And that's what happened there. It's basic defending, I'm afraid.
But why do you struggle on set pieces? It's
we're not strong enough. We're not hard enough. We're not tough enough.
But who's the header? Is it Lacroix?
It's Lacroix, isn't it, or whatever his name is? Yeah.
Lenny Yoro. Did we do the right thing? It's obvious.
No. Yoro's the wrong side. Yoro's the wrong side. Watch Lacroix, whatever his name is. Watch him get leverage on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch his hands.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There's your leverage. Yoro hasn't got a hope in hell. That's why you're never, ever in front of the attacker. I think Onana should have stopped it anyway, but
yes,
that's my opinion.
I don't disagree when it comes to Onana. I think Onana should have just used his hand, flicked it over the crossbar, and be done with it.
But the damage is done with the header.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if I have the situation. Yes, I have the situation from another angle. We can look at it from another angle. Then you see it more clearly that Onana most likely should have
Saved it. Yeah.
saved it. Yeah. So here it goes. I don't know what the chat thinks about this, but again,
There
here
you
you
go.
see the ball,
There you go.
no
It's a good
offside.
header. It's a brilliant header, by the way. It really is a
But here,
fantastic.
he takes a step forward before he jumps
Takes a
up, and
step forward. Yeah, he didn't need to.
why did he do that?
I don't know. He didn't need to though.
He's so unconventional in his goalkeeping technique.
But look at Mateta though. I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know,
So
look at him. He's all on his own. Bruno lets him run. I think bath time. Yeah, he did bath time. Bruno lets him
here,
run.
I think this Bayinder would have definitely saved that.
My idea would have saved that. Yeah, 100%. And Maguire's not acted. Maguire should have just walked into Mateta's path. That's all he had to do, because you don't know if it's going to go over the bar or come off the bar. So you just walk into his path. But anyway.
Freakish header, and Batman said, "I love to see Bruno blocking Mateta with more intent. He switches off like the rest of
correct.
Yeah,
correct.
And Maguire was ball watching. Yes, so there's so many things.
Yes, that's why I said I think they're all culpable.
Yeah.
Not just Onana, they're all culpable.
No, not Lenioro, not Maguire, not Bruno.
Yeah,
but
all of them
collectively.
It's a collective unit
again.
Yeah.
It's but we should. We should actually be focused when it comes to set pieces, corner kicks. We have been suffering so much this season, so many headers going in. I think a lot of people lose their patience and
we're not strong enough, Jarvis. When you look at the ball, and don't forget the way that the ball was, flighted in there. Yoro's watching the ball. But if you're going to push in the back or you get leverage on it doesn't matter. You can watch the ball all you like. You're never going to win a header from there. You just aren't. I don't understand why he wasn't behind him. And why wasn't he being communicated and told? Lenny, you're wrong side of him. Get goal side of him. Stop him. Stop the Crow getting on the ball. But again, he misses a header, and Maguire, Bruno, they're all...
Yeah, they are all. So we have this one. It's the second goal. We are pushing forward. We have Xerxes on. We have Eriksson on. The game was open up, so I'm not going to analyze this too much. I think we were playing out of desperation, trying to get the equalizer, and the counter-attack happens, and it's football.
Cheers.
But in a way, defensively...
But he was weak there. Garnacho was weak there, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's a good ball. And was it Munoz? Wing back, gives it to Mateta.
I tell you what, he nearly fucked that pass up, didn't he? The final pass, he nearly fucked up. Yeah, because it was almost straight. It wasn't, but it was almost straight. If it was straight, it would have been offside.
But look at that run as a wing back.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. But look at Lenny. Lenny doesn't know he's
But as a wing back, he wants to go into attack.
Yeah.
It's natural for him to attack.
Yeah, nobody's marking, nobody's tight. He just got it in front. Yeah. I mean, he could. To be fair, Jarvis could have gone on his own and scored. He wouldn't have made any fucking difference. What the problem we've got is we're too weak. If you go back to the initial run, right from the very beginning, right at the start, just watch Garnacho chasing him. It's a poor effort. It's a piss poor effort. Do you know what?
Garnacho.
Yeah.
Why don't we take the foul there? We should just taking him out. Take the yellow card. Stop it.
Let me ask you, what would Will Hughes have done?
Yes.
Garnacho would have been rolling around in pain. Why aren't we taking the card there? You're right. That was kind of my point I was getting at. That was what I was going to say. So.
Maguire desperately trying to
I mean, it's terrible, Jarvis. It's just terrible.
But yeah.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Yeah, but as I said, I'm not going to overanalyze that in the dying minutes of the
No,
game.
no.
We take a calculated risk and try to do it. I don't know, Das Sweets, if you don't have any sources on that one.
Daz, we don't. But I'd love to quickly, just as a closing one, I'd love to know why everybody wants Tell. I'd like to know what they think he can bring, because I'm unimpressed. But that's just me. It's my very own opinion.
I second that, and I'm not a big fan of Tell either. He might be good, but I think first of all, most of all, we need a striker. We need a number 9 who can operate as a number 9, occupy the center backs, and create some space for our number 10s to roam around. And I think we really struggle. I think Amorim struggles. I think Amorim, he tries everything, and this trying Mainoo in the 9, it tells us everything about how desperate Amorim is in the current situation.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going with that as well. I think there's a desperation that's coming in there because, he's not scored in something like 14. He's played 8 times for Bayern this season. He's not scored. He's a very good player. Technically, he's a very, very good player. But he's not what we need right now. He's not going to get you the goals that we desperately, desperately need. And I think if the deal's off and we can go and get somebody like, I don't know, I think Nkunku is a better fit for Amorim's style of play. And he's a good finisher. Nkunku is very, very good finisher. But
he is.
People will say he's not playing for Chelsea. Agreed. He's not injured at the moment.
Injury prone.
He is injury prone. He's not had a great record, has he, injury-wise? But he'd be a good fit for us. But I come back to it. Why aren't we looking closer to home and really trying to get somebody in that we could? Evan Ferguson, people loved him last year. He's going to, is it West Ham? Is it West Ham he's going to? He's going somewhere, isn't he? It isn't Manchester United. So,
yeah.
Could we go?
I think we should try to bring Danny Welbeck back.
Well, exactly. Why
we
not?
Could do that. He's a local lad.
Daz is right. I think he's talking about Nkunku. He can't stay fit, and I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair assessment. But I do think he'd fit us quite well. To be honest,
Do you think he's a number 9, or is he more of
No, I think he's a 10. Jarvis. I don't think he's a straightforward 9. But I do know
we need a 9. That's my biggest issue. We need a 10, but for me the priority.
I think he scores more than he misses, if that makes sense. I think he's really good in front of goal. But no, I agree with you, mate. We got problems.
But I think one of our biggest issues, as we've been talking about so many times now, it's the number 9, his movement, not doing the right diagonal runs, not being able to hold up the play, not being able to occupy the center backs, and all of this combined makes our attack really disjointed. It doesn't matter if let's say Ahmad is doing the right things, if the number 9 is not doing the right things, and it's not in place for Ahmad to give him the assist. So in a way, I'm not blaming everything on Højlund or Xerxes, not at all. But
I'm not.
As a total collective, the number 9 position is ruining us at the moment.
There is going to be, though. There is going to be, Jarvis, that if you get a specialised number 9 in there, he's going to be a fucking nightmare for Ahmad, Garnacho, Mainoo, because he'll be constantly onto them. This is where I want the ball. This is where I want the ball. This is where I want the ball. I don't know if we've got the temperament for it, because Højlund seems to let him get away with it. He must do.
Yeah.
He must do, because the ball will be going into the box with more frequency.
Anthony Vincent comes in and say Danny Welbeck would be an excellent signing, as he's a good tactical mind, and we need his holder play. So that's why I'm saying I'm giving Welbeck a shout. You can all clip me and say Jarvis is going mad, wanting Welbeck, but I want that kind of striker, an intelligent, seasonal pro who knows how to play as number 9.
Right now, you take Chris Wood as a 9 for us, wouldn't you? He scored 14 Premier League goals this season.
Yeah.
Nobody would touch him 2 years ago, and I get it. He fits into the Forest system well. That's all I'm saying, because you can't argue with it. But these are the types of things you've got to look at. Really, realistically, and we haven't got a hope of doing it. We'd be all over Newcastle and offering them 100 mil for Isak, all over it, all over Newcastle for Isak. But we can't.
He's brilliant. Yeah.
Well, he's untouchable at this point in time, isn't he?
He is.
He's going to have pick a clubs he is in the summer. I don't care what anyone says. Somebody's going to go and hit Newcastle hard with some serious fucking money. And I think it'll be Arsenal.
And Ash comes in with the obvious. Woods would struggle. He requires crosses in from the wide. Yes, I agree. So Wood wouldn't fit this system, but in a way, I think he would fit better than Højlund.
I wasn't suggesting
so when it's a good comment.
He comes in. I'm just saying that. He's 100 mil plus. Yeah, I'm just saying that at the moment he's out there scoring goals for Forest, isn't he? For fun, bless him. But he doesn't fit our system because
why can't we go to the championship and get one of those strikers, like a championship out and out number 9?
Yeah, I mean,
I like that. I like that striker who plays for Leeds, the Dutch guy who came from Swansea.
Yeah,
you know him?
I can't remember his name again. I can't remember his name. I know you mean.
Yeah, he's quite good, but it won't happen. And Raven strips. What about Tony? Ivan Tony, I would take him.
Well,
a little bit of controversy, but as a player, I respect him.
Yeah, he'd score goals. We've just got to do something. And basically what I was getting at is Tell's not the answer. That's all I was getting at. He just isn't the answer.
So. I have. We're not going to do. I know we are a little bit conscious of times too. But I have one clip here. I just want to show you this.
Yeah, sure.
We talked about Martínez driving with the ball in the last game against Steaua Bucharest, but he had a good opportunity to do the same. Here you see Martínez. I'm not playing the clip for you guys. I'm just watching it by myself. So sorry. Bring it up. Here we go. Here you see Martínez receiving the ball and driving with the ball. But in my opinion, I think he should have done better. Don't look for the passing option. He have to attract pressure before he passes the ball.
Yeah.
So again, even Martínez is not doing everything perfect in this Amorim system, and this is what I think we need time, because sometimes we do the right thing and other times we don't. So again, in this situation, when you see here, I'm just going to stop.
His options were limited, though, weren't they, pal?
Well, but what I think
you're right. You
should drive the ball so you attract pressure. You drag these two guys in here, and then you release the ball, because then you make a little bit extra space for the runners, or you can even find the pass here to I think it's Garnacho or Mainoo. So we have to be brave enough to carry the ball, hold on to the ball until we attract pressure, because then you open up space. It's positional play, So
I do agree. But it is very, very tight for him as well. You know what? Your assessment of speed, of thought. I think that's where that comes into. I can't really find Garnacho. Garnacho's not trying to allow himself for me to find him. Mainoo isn't. What do I do with it? So, you've probably
that's because they naturally want the ball in behind in the corner flag areas.
But you're right, though. What's to stop Garnacho?
They operate as wingers.
Coming inside. What's to stop Garnacho coming inside? And he's got that slide ball in. And he can take it and drop it to Mainoo if you looked at the trajectory of where they were. But we don't do that.
Yeah.
Again, it comes to your point. You made probably a brilliant point about pace and speed of brain. So.
Yeah. So I think that's most of my clips. I have more, but I don't think it's any use playing all those clips tonight, because we lost the game, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about how well we did, because there are some situations where we actually did well and attacked well. And I love the combination play that Mainoo sets up all the time. I think he's brilliant on the ball. He's strong. He's press resistive. He makes trouble for the opposition. We don't help him out. So at the end of all, my conclusion is I'm not saying it was the wrong decision from Amorim, but I think the quality of these players are not good enough to understand what Amorim wants in this instance.
I think it was a brave decision. And I'm wondering, I'd love to know what he, big up Fulps, I'd love to know what he thinks about it now. But a very brave decision.
Well, hindsight is always 2020, so obviously he regrets it now. But I think it would have been a different game if he had Højlund up top, attacking.
I think if we scored, like you say, if Mainoo had scored, what was it, 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, 5 minutes in, something, I can't remember.
Yeah, it would have been a different game. Yeah, and we were quite good the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
But again, as I said, 63 hours in between games, and then we were flying out from Bucharest, Romania, coming home, hardly practiced, just recovery, and maybe we should have rotated a little bit more. Let's see. There's some updates here from Rosmano. He said that the proposed move taking Tel to MUFC is regarded as unlikely at this stage. United considering forward options, but have financial pressure, aiming to stay prudent. Bailey ruled out. Similar on Nkunku. So all our options is fading away. Yeah. So that's it. We're not signing anyone, and I think that's wrong. If we have any money, we should spend all our money in this January window and try to do whatever we can to win the Europa League. That's the only chance to get Europe next season, and I think we have a good chance. But we can't keep letting Amorim down. So that's my 2 cents on this situation.
I think it's
whatever we can.
Yeah, it's a mistake. I think we should buy somebody. We need to get somebody. We need to do something. And if that hasn't said, well, okay. If the board can't recognise that and haven't seen that over the last few games, then we got major problems.
Yeah, but when you think of it, let's say if we brought in a striker, we put 50, 60 million on the table, we will get that money back if we qualify for the Champions League. We win the Europa League. Yeah, we would multiply by 5. We'll get that money back. So we need to invest for us to improve. And I think now we are starving ourselves to death by trying to get rid of everybody, trying to save wages. We are 6th in the wage table now in the Premier League. We are Man United. We should be up there competing.
We should be up there competing. Yeah, no, I totally agree, mate. Totally agree.
Yeah. So guys, I think we are going to end in a couple of minutes. If you have any more questions before we end the stream, now is the time. And Rosmano, if you have any more updates before we end, we can read them out now and get them out there. But when it comes to this other guy, Bailey, Stu, what's your thoughts? Because I heard
I like Leon Bailey, but he's not going to put the goals. He's not going to score the goals that we're looking for. Yeah, this is the thing. Wouldn't give us 15. You want somebody who's going to come and give you 15 goals between now and the end of the season. And there's no way Tel will do that. And Leon Bailey's not going to do that either.
No.
And that's what you need. We've gone through most of the questions, actually. Let's have a quick look.
I think we covered most of it.
The only one we haven't really is this one from Trev. Do you think the job is too big for Amorim, or is it all the players' fault? What percentage is he to blame compared to the players? Well, I would always blame the players, Trev, always, because they're the ones out there ultimately that have got to do the business, and they're just not doing it. So I would always blame the players, but I've been pulled up on that a load of times by fans saying, well, it's lack of coaching, it's lack of this, it's lack of that. And my answer to that is, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing on a football pitch, basics, then you shouldn't be on that pitch anyway. So you can be coached to death, and it's not going to make any difference.
I think I will end with this comment from Jay coming in and say, so much hate incoming, poor kids and poor Amorim. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that this chat is civilized. A lot of mature people in here. We can actually talk football and stop throwing out all those emotional stuff. You know, it's okay being emotional right after the final whistle, and you know, saying all of this Amorim out and players and F this and F that. But after all, you know, the situation we are in, it's not a quick fix. It will take time, and it will be 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back all the time, and it will take time. So what I'm trying to say is I appreciate you guys for keeping it civilized, and I'm so glad that I have you as the Tactical Devils community. Great people, and as always with me, my co-host Woolley, trying to keep it civilized and good.
Even when we get frustrated, and we do get frustrated because we're fans at the end of the day.
Yes.
You know, it's always difficult to not get upset. But you know, ultimately, it's been a great stream tonight. Brilliant comments as always, and great questions. We're back tomorrow. Night, usual.
Deadline day.
So tune in and get involved with us. And you know, maybe tomorrow, Jarvis, we do something a bit different. If the lads want to get involved and come on for 5-10 minutes and talk to us, come on. Who knows?
Oh, we have a Noradin raid. Thank you, Noradin, for sending people over. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. I just want to say hi to the new arrivals. We have Andrew Collins coming in. Big up, Andrew. Good to see you.
Yes.
And who else is here? We have J United obviously coming in and thanking. Great stream. Jarvis and Stu and everybody, take care.
Pleasure.
So it's been good. I'm glad that some people came over from Noradin's channel. If you just arrived, we are ending the stream right now. We are on 38 likes. So please smash the like before you leave. Subscribe to the channel. We need let's see what we are on at the moment.
Is on soon.
444. So yeah,
we're
56 new subs. So guys, if you haven't subscribe to the channel, and that will be great.
That'd be amazing.
Nah. Stop trolling Ravenstrip.
Good one, Ravenstrip. Good one.
Yeah, and for you guys, J United is going to watch Love Island with the missus. So big up, Jay. Enjoy.
Big up for Love Island. Big up for admitting it. Well done.
Well, I'm not watching Love Island. I'm telling you, 100%. But it's been a good stream, kind of therapeutic. I feel better now. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. on Tactical Corner. So have a